but I haven't went and checked.
Hmm.
But we did have a pretty nice little bounce there. I will share my screen
Yeah.
because I also have to be careful to remember that it doesn't work the same way as Zoom. So
Oh,
whatever
yeah.
in Zoom, whatever I click on, there it is, as long as it's in the same browser. But with StreamYard, you have to say, oh, well, I'm going to leave this one, and now I want to show this new one.
Yeah.
Anyway, I know that now, and all good. So I'm going to share the screen. Let's do that one. Okay. So this is the NASDAQ. Now we have a really strong support level at about 19,965, approximately 960. And that has been the bounce point. So if you look at 30-minute candles, it's bounced here once, twice, 3 times, and so forth. Now there's kind of an upward channel. I'm expecting this to be a kind of a bullish day because the biggest influencers on the NASDAQ, NVIDIA and Apple and Microsoft, Microsoft especially looks fairly bullish. NVIDIA looks, medium. It's probably going to push a little higher. So all these things will feed the NASDAQ and basically make or break the trend. So because we've held the 19,960 area pretty well, I think it's just going to go up. That's what the 30-minute indicators are saying. And we have about 50 minutes to the New York Open. So, and also, let's see if I can share the other screen. Okay, there it is. Okay. So
There we go.
This is my Top Step X. I started trading on a new Express funded account. So traders at Top Step X, they have the ability they can trade on their funded account. They can trade on their combines. They can even trade basically a paper account, which they call a practice account. So I missed that last move. I just wasn't quite dialed in yet. But I wish I would have taken it because it was a pretty nice move. It was basically, let's see. In the last 10 minutes, it has done about 175 ticks.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a nice bounce. Absolutely. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about how this works in case I missed anything last time. The NASDAQ is the most volatile instrument in traditional futures. It's $5 a tick. Well, how much is a tick? A tick is a move of 25 cents. So 4 ticks to $1. If it moves $1, it's moved 4 ticks. So if you went long, it goes up 4 ticks, you made $20. And that's only if you used 1 unit. You can think of units like leverage. So the more units you put on, the bigger the increase is going to be if you go long or short. But if you go the wrong way, the bigger, it initiates the fact that you're underwater a lot more. So yesterday I took a scalp with 4 units and I made $700. And literally that trade lasted about 30 seconds. And,
That's not bad. Yeah.
I mean, you
I
get to
like
the
the way
point.
the tradition.
Go
I like
ahead.
the way the traditional market does units because, well, I guess you could say it does leverage too, but I find it's a lot easier to comprehend, to think about it. I mean, uh, leverage is, well, even though it's obvious, I mean, you throw leverage and futures in together, it gets kind of confusing. But when you just call it units, 1x, 2x, 3x, um, it's a lot more poignant. It just makes sense to a lot more people. It's one of the things I do like about the traditional futures market. It's just that units is easy to comprehend. It really is.
Yeah, the way I separate futures markets from, say, using leverage on Bitcoin or crypto is, let's say you have $100,000 prop account, and that's a live account or a paid account, and you're just using one unit. You're keeping the amount that you're putting into that trade. You're keeping it low. But for example, I could use 10 units on this particular size account, and that's going all in. That's $100,000 in the pool. And the main thing that sorry, losing my voice. The main thing that keeps me from doing that is other traders can see your orders. So if I put 10 units on at once, they can see it and they can oppose it. So if I go
Mm.
along with 10 orders, um, if there's a lot of fighting going on, a lot of struggling for price ranges to be held or broken, the bears can just come in and try to eat that liquidity and force me out, force me underwater, put on a big order, and oppose it. So one thing that one of the guys on YouTube that I follow mentioned is if you have an ability to use a lot of units, of course he's talking like 100 units, you can actually bully other traders in the market, and just push them around. It's not very nice, but that's what other traders will do to you. As far as if they have the ability to use bigger leverage, and you're putting on a lot of units,
Mm-hmm.
they'll force you out or try to force you out, try to scare you. So it's better just to start with one unit, get your feel, get rid of the fear. If you trade a combine, which you have to trade it first, it's kind of like a test account, but they're grading you automatically through their algorithms. Once you get to your monetary gains goal, you get a live account. So that's to start with one unit. When you start getting your sea legs, so to speak, you can start trading with 2 units, double up, and just kind of get comfortable. The other way to do it is start with 1 unit in a trade. The price goes up a little or it goes down a little, but makes a little pullback. You put another unit on, you've actually lowered your long entry average. Price goes up, and then you're like, yeah, I'm in the money now. And then it makes another little pullback. It has to make these little zigzag patterns along the way on the short time frames. And you just keep putting the units on if you know what you're doing. I wouldn't recommend this for beginning futures traders because it takes a pretty quick, I wouldn't say split second accuracy, but I've watched this guy named Rips do it, and he's good at it. And he's also got a hotkeys pad. So he's just pushing one button to add one, take one off. He's not using his keyboard. He's using a hotkey pad.
Oh wow, that's something to program and get set up. That's pretty cool. I hadn't thought of that. I know that there are some traders that only use uh, connected mice and keyboards, and they don't even use Wi-Fi. So they actually, just because that delay could cost them a lot. So yeah, I think that somebody who was a pro trader and he worked, I forget exactly what company he worked with, but he was, one of the traders on the floor
Mm-hmm.
of a wealth management, place. And that was the kind of their policy. All the computers were hardwired just because, one like a mouse battery dies and boom, it it can be the difference between making money and losing money. So yeah,
Exactly.
it's good to have your like your kind of your operator set up that's
Yeah,
hardwired.
one of the things that a lot of people maybe don't know is that, in fact, I just recently learned this, to be honest, is that if you're watching somebody who's a trader trade live on YouTube, there's actually a 5 to 7 second delay.
Yes.
So this particular person that I follow, I mean, I don't really follow their trades too much because what he does is really, really short-term, high leverage stuff, and he's using a software called I believe it's called Bookmap. So he's using Bookmap, and it puts bubbles based on shows whether they're long or short, and it shows you the trail of the bubbles in increasing sizes for larger orders, so you can see where all the liquidity is. So in an ideal world, the price action will follow those bubbles up or
Mm.
down as the candles paint. So, but yeah, he also does a Discord, and Discord is probably less than a 1 second delay. So it's pretty quick.
Mm. And I
Uh,
imagine his Discord membership is probably something you pay for, or does he just have it out there?
yeah, it's there's a trial for $7 for the first week, so you can check it out. Sitting in at $75 a week. So
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, if I mean that, yeah, if you're really at that level in your trading, that's not much money, really. Yeah.
yeah, not really. I mean, I watched this guy make $20,000 in a really short day, like say hour and a half, hour. I also saw him once lose 20,000.
Mm.
So, but he's got a big account, lot of cushion there. So that's not going to come even close to liquidating him or blowing up his account.
Yeah, he's doing just fine.
Yeah, he's doing good.
And well, one thing I noticed here, looking at these are 3-minute candles, a really short time frame, of course, but it reminds me of one of the blockchain education uh, patterns that we often note. The W, you kind of got a W going there, and W usually equals win, and I guess in M's tend to equal misery.
Or murder. Yeah.
And so we have a W pattern there. So those tend to break up. But right now we're playing with previous support and resistance there. And so is it going to make that break up or down?
This is what it looks like on the 30-minute.
Yeah, there we go.
So again, here is the support.
Mm-hmm.
Made a slightly lower low early in the morning, and it looks like it's pretty bouncy to me. Now, the difference between here, the top of this green candle, and the bottom is a lot. It's basically like $50. So that is a big drawdown. If you got in here, you definitely wouldn't want to get in there because, for one thing, you've got moderate resistance in this area right here.
Yeah, we can see it right there.
Yep. So it has to get well above this or even close above it on a short time frame, like say 5 minute, in my opinion, to be ready to rock and roll and go up. But I think it will, because if that 19,960 or 19,950 area gets broken below, it's going to go down. So, but yeah, right now it is pushing at resistance, and I think it's going to be a good trading day.
You think so? I guess it's all about, is it going to break above that or make a bounce, and then so let's see, how are we seeing it? I wonder. Because the
Well,
market opens in, so we had the East Coast open, right?
yeah, the New York floor opens, in about 36, 37 minutes from now.
Okay, that's the East Coast.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So the New York Stock Exchange, when that opens, that's when the big orders come in. So if you look at the volume, and I'll switch back to my trading view screen. Actually, eventually I'll get fast at this.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, so if you look at the volume now in comparison to what it was yesterday,
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's very small. So these are the peak trading hours in here. So here's the New York Open right there, big red candle, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they're buying and selling, and as the day kind of progresses, the volume goes down a bit, but where it really falls off is 1 p.m. Pacific time or 3 p.m. Central, because that's when Top Step closes. There's like 100,000 people or so subscribe to Top Step that are actually doing stuff with combines, real money accounts, live accounts. So they are market makers within a group, within a big group. So once they have to stop trading at 3 p.m. Central, then the market just kind of dies off. Now, the New York Open is actually open for another hour. It only closes 1 hour a day between 4 p.m. and then 4 p.m. Central. Then it reopens at 5 p.m. Central for a new trading day. So this is kind of trying to break out, but the indicators are just too high for me to want to trade this.
Yeah, it's looking like it wants to. Of course, market could open and it could just take off. But it's one of those situations where it's almost completely neutral, because you're looking at previous resistance that it could get rejected at. I think you can see easily like 3 bumps right there where it's been where that's come into play, and then back a little ways you can see it's relevant too. So yeah, is it going to break above or bounce off that? Then the indicators are pretty, I would say, kind of maxed out right now. So
the only ones that are not maxed out are the Trendillo and the squeeze momentum.
on the squeeze, it's just getting ready.
Yeah, it's just getting started on the squeeze. It's just getting done with the red, starting to show a little bit of green there. Now the stochastic, which is the second one from the top in the bottom 4, that thing can just go to the top and the price will just keep going up. The Trendillo, the one on the top, has not yet reached the green. So when it turns on Trendillo green, the thing's going to be a pumping. So I do think that it's actually going to go up. The only thing is, in the 5 or 10 minutes before the New York Open, I'm not saying they'll do this today, but they often do push the price down. And so they can get a bigger spread on the way up.
Yeah.
So
I guess maybe the plan is, well, I think if I was going to get in right now in my practice account, I would probably just sit and wait for the market to have its initial turbulence and then either stay out or get in. I know I could short or long, but if I was just planning on longing, then maybe wait for the initial push down and then hop in when that begins to turn around, looking at, like minute candles and such like that. I mean,
yeah.
Or it could just take off. This is it's one of those moments. It seems like the traditional market opens like this a lot. Is that the case? Where it's really hard to call looking at the chart?
Yes, because what it's doing right now is it's dipping a toe in that upper echelon of the resistance area, but a whole bunch of shorts just came out in the last 3 to 4 minutes. There's no huge orders yet. but the most recent 7 and 8 size lots have just been short. So the bears are trying to defend that area because they want to push the price down and make some money.
Yeah.
So it's just, when the volume is low, it's going to create thin liquidity, and it's better to stay out of the market, in my opinion, at least for me, until New York Open. And then when New York Open, you just kind of watch it at first to get your bearings and then see what it's going to do. So the New York Open will set the tone for the entire trading day.
Mm,
So,
right there at 6:30.
yeah. So if you have time, we can continue this for another maybe 30, 40 minutes and see what it does.
Yeah, we can watch for market open and see how it looks. And some of the indicators that we're looking at, um, so some of the indicators that you have right there on the screen that you're using, I need to actually mention those over on make a little section on the Bitcoin Daily View page. But there are trend lines with breaks is one, and then easy entry exit with trend colors is one. The smooth HA. I also think in TradingView you can make a template and then share that, and as long as everything is publicly accessible, then people can just import that. So I was going to maybe over the weekend just make a template and people could just fire it up. The only thing is if you don't have a pro account, then it might not work because there's too many indicators. So
Right.
yeah, I was going to maybe make a pro version for people who can do everything, and then a version that has just, I think, like one or two indicators, just so that they can import that and have some idea, of a way to kind of play along. But and then we're using the 5 minute, and then the 5 and the 10 SMAs are a big one too. So maybe for the free accounts or basic accounts, could just have the 5 and 10 minute SMAs, and maybe just throw in the whatever else I can that won't put a free account over the limit. Maybe just a squeeze indicator or Trendio.
What are you allowed? 3?
I think it's like 3 for a free account.
Okay, 3 indicators. All right.
Right, like
So,
Trendio and 5 and 10 SMAs maybe.
yeah, what I did was I'm using a modified NQMA plus Blitz,
Yeah.
of course, without the Blitz. What I did was I went into it and I basically said,
5
show me
and
the 5 and the 10. I turned off the 30, turned off the 200 and 300. And I said, I want to see the 5 and the 10 and the 75. So I only use those 3 indicators, 5, 10, 75.
Okay, 5, 10, 75. All right.
And then the Madrid ribbon has been modified so that the 75 moving average, when it's going down, is red. When it's sideways, it's yellow. And when it starts going up, it turns green. So the 75 moving average, strangely enough, plays a major role in support and resistance on multiple time frames. So just depending on what it's doing, what the price action is doing, I've watched it just cleanly reject the 75 and then just push down. And I'm sure that's not by accident. It's because I think the whales commonly use the 75 as a gauge as far as whether it's bullish or bearish. So my friend Aaron, shout out to Aaron, who helped me a lot with back testing. He was the first one to really notice that the 75 moving average played a major role in the whole trading game, especially trading traditional futures. So it does appear to be rejecting that resistance area now. So they're going to start gearing up for the New York Open. And it's going to be an interesting day, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll talk briefly about what I have here. The bars that make up this line here that are kind of orangish, pinkish, and then turns white. It's actually a white border with green inside. That's called smoothed HA. HA stands for Heikin-Ashi. So this is pretty much the 30 moving average. It's very, very close. Then I have greatly scaled down version of Madrid ribbon. So it's really only changing colors on a couple of different moving averages, meaning mainly the 5 moving average and the 75 change colors. The Lux Algo trend line with breaks paints these nice diagonal lines showing the diagonal channel floor and the upward and the downward diagonal channel roof. Now this is kind of funky because this got painted earlier, so it's kind of reflecting off earlier price action. But it is a very valuable indicator to show you that, hey, you know, when it's bouncing off the top of that green downward diagonal channel roof, and if it breaks above it, it's going to go bullish. That's considered a diagonal breakout because you have a pennant type pattern that just got broken. And there's also some other indicators that I use off and on, but not so much. Usually ones I use, like the buy and sell indicator, I use that for crypto. So I don't turn that on very much. It's also just mainly for Bitcoin. It works really well. Now the bottom 4 are Trendello, Stochastic Momentum, Squeeze Momentum by Lazy Bear, and the bottom version of the MACD is Easy Entry Exit with Trend Colors. It's actually called Easy Entry / Exit Trend Colors, parentheses with alerts.
Gotcha.
But I like it a lot more than the MACD because it's different, it gets your attention, and you still know exactly what's going on.
No, I like that. Yeah, so I got that screenshot. Yeah, I have notes on these. So definitely, I'll make I guess you'd say a pro and then a free version, like what would fit on a free account or the basic template. No, I'll share that for next time because templates are nice. You know, people want to get on the same page and see what we're seeing.
Yeah, now I was going to mention, if you or somebody else wants to trade traditional futures, you are going to need a paid TradingView account. You probably want to get at least minimum, I would say 5 to 7 indicators that you can use. I'm not sure what they offer with the basic or the plus, but you will need a paid TradingView account of some sort, and then you need to pay TradingView $7 a month for CME data. CME is Chicago Mercantile Exchange, and that gives me all the real-time data on NASDAQ, S&P 500, gold, micro Bitcoin, Dow Jones, Nikkei, which is a Japanese index, platinum, silver, crude, and this is basically just my short list. There's a whole bunch of stocks you can get real-time data on as well and trade those with a prop account or a live account. Now the thing is, if you don't pay the $7 to TradingView, they will likely put a delay on your data, which is kind of annoying. I was actually getting it free for about 2 months, and then suddenly they said, oh, I looked at my chart one day and it said there was a 10-minute delay. And I thought, well, that's not going to help me much.
Yeah.
I reached out to TradingView and they said, oh, you have to subscribe to that. I said, well, I was getting it free. Why not now? and they didn't really know. So I just figured out which one I needed and bought it. So
Yeah.
$7 a month isn't much. I mean, to get valuable data like that in real time.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. Yeah, my guess is I bet everybody has it free until they use it.
Yeah, until you need it, right?
Yeah. Then they go, oh, look, they've
Oh,
been
this guy
using this
needs
for 2
that.
months.
See him for $7.
Yeah. Because I guess if you have it, but you're not using it, it doesn't really matter. But all I could see for TradingView, that's ultimately more throughput in their system, etc. So, if you don't use it, then you've got it because you're not using it. But then when you use it, they're going to catch it and go, okay, now you got to pay for it. Because I would say it's probably a lot of. I would imagine it is stress on their system to provide it. So, I don't mind them charging for that one, But light crude oil futures is doing pretty good this morning. Gold looks
Just
maybe
came
at a
through.
bounce point. Yeah,
Crude's going up.
crude's going
The only
up.
thing is, I don't want to go long on crude because I don't want to be a DGen and support a negative situation where everybody has to pay more money at the pumps. So
Oh, I know.
I'm just not going to long crude oil. It's just against my policy. I think it's bad. So
Yeah,
shorting
yeah.
it, yeah, it's
Short
okay.
it.
Short it,
Okay.
make it go down. I was really hoping it would get down into the 70s and just stay there because in Oregon, we're finally starting to see a little relief at the pumps. I was able to get regular yesterday for $3.49 a gallon,
Oh,
which
wow.
is
Okay.
the best within probably 50 miles. Um, the only cheaper gas I ever found was in Washington State, but they tack on a sales tax, so it ends up being about the same as the cheapest gas here.
Yeah, we're here in Arizona near Phoenix. I don't know, it might still be $4 a gallon for regular. So
Yeah,
we definitely feel it because it goes up in the summer and, you know, so they exploit that for sure. But
yeah, they do. They know you're going to want to go to the coast or go see
mhm.
grandma, drive to the mountains.
We have a big tourist industry here too. So, they're going to, get their rental or whatever they've got and they're going to be driving around. So, Um, but yeah, crude looks like it might make a breakout this morning. If it does, it's got some velocity this morning on the 15-minute. The indicators don't look too bad. It squeezes in the right spot. Stochastic change in the right spot. Um, Trendlio looks good. I mean, if a
Yeah,
person,
and
what I mean, and also it's just right now peaking above previous support and resistance there. So yeah,
exactly.
it's hard to call, but that one might be getting ready to run.
Yeah, in fact, if you see something you like on whatever time frame you're looking at, like say the last time frame was 15-minute, I just now changed to 30-minute on crude oil, and the Trendilla hasn't even gone green yet.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we could end up in, 82 and a half pretty soon here within the next few hours. So that's kind of what I see here. It's bullish. It's going to go up. It's also pretty volatile. I don't remember how much per tick it is, but I do know the gold, instead of being $5 a tick like the NASDAQ, it's $10 a tick.
Mm.
So gold is kind of like
Mm.
not super red hot right now. Maybe if you want to short it, you might actually get a short scalp in there, but I think it's going to be ranging for a bit.
Yeah, it's in a tight range there.
But
As
we're also in pre-market time, so we have another 17 minutes to New York Open, so it might just perk up, and who knows.
yeah, I definitely say that gold's not a exciting trade today, at least not yet.
Gold is kind of pushing up back into
Mm.
that all-time high area around 24.30, 24.40. So I do think, even though the volume is thin right now, I think it's going to eventually, probably at least by tomorrow, well, not by tomorrow, today's Friday. I think it's soon going to, within the next couple of days, we'll probably see 2,400 and a half. And this is also kind of a W pattern,
Yeah.
so to speak. There's a W there.
Yeah.
Actually, there's a W here. If this plays through, that will be a W.
Yeah. It's a double W. It's a double win, you know. Well, on a daily there with the gold futures, you can really see that that range that it's in. You know, it's always good to look at a couple time frames because you can see things that you won't see when you just narrowed in on one. But like so, right now, the on the shorter time frames, gold doesn't look very exciting this morning as far as a trade. But if you drill out, if you go out to the daily here, you can. It's a sideways channel. It's just being ranged by the big money, you know. So
Yep.
most likely it'll visit the top of that range again, you know. So all depends on what time frame you're looking at, but yeah, that could be. Well, we can't really stay open. We can't really keep positions open on the futures market, but if you could, this might be a good couple day trade just to let sit there. But
Have you actually heard or seen any videos where they talk about why humans are so attracted to gold?
I know I've heard things, but I don't remember anything specific. Why are we attracted to it?
Well, one of the theories is it's not just because it's so pretty, but because humans, monatomic gold
Mm-hmm.
or colloidal gold is actually something that can prolong your life, create a lot of good health. I don't know this for certain. This is kind of speculative because I heard this secondhand from people who were speaking on various platforms about how in ancient times the Anunnaki came down and they wanted miners to mine gold for them because they needed it.
Mm-hmm.
And they created a slave race to mine gold. And that's where the whole kind of craving for gold started. Probably partly because of its rarity, but they said also it was because that it has great health benefits.
Oh, I would say so.
It is definitely, most definitely, according to science, it's a trace mineral that is actually present in seawater. So it's a constituent of ocean water. And if you think about it in logical terms, we are made up of the ocean. Our body is made up of minerals. So sodium, magnesium, iron, zinc, gold, all that.
Copper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
copper. There you go. Copper futures. I
Mm-hmm.
just bought a bunch of copper rounds for some odd reason. So,
Oh no, they're fun. Yeah, I like them.
but actually, in the olden days, before they had refrigeration, they used to use, well, they used silver because it was a lot less expensive than gold. But they would take a silver dollar, and they would shave it with a piece of sandpaper or a little file. They'd put it in their milk, and it literally kept the milk for a lot longer than if you just left it out. Of course, it's only going to last a few days at room temperature, but it would actually preserve it.
Yeah, it's like in India, I mean, it's been done all over the world, but a place they still do it. In India, they'll keep and they'll purify water in copper,
Yeah,
you know,
people
and
selling copper vessels on TikTok
yeah, and
for
actually
drinking.
we got some, we have our copper vessels and
Cool.
they never get funky, as they say. I mean, I rinse it out every couple days, but you put your water in there and it stays. You have to like the copper tinge to the water, but I kind of like it. And so you can put pretty much any dirty water in there, and within 24 hours it would purify it. Now, I mean,
Wow.
yeah, oh yeah. Now
Cool.
we're putting nicer water than that. It's either spring water or like reverse osmosis water. So, but it's remarkable. And so yeah, I know the Romans used to. Which that's a lot of time we're talking about. I'm not sure exactly what part of the Roman Empire when, but they would throw a silver coin into water barrels, because a water barrel's wooden, kind of gets nasty, right?
Yeah.
But if you throw a silver coin in there, it would keep water just fine indefinitely, even in a
Wow.
yeah. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, so these things are amazing, and there's some um, porcelain crowns that you can get, and underneath the crown, and then kind of like a little ribbon that you can see below it on your tooth. They actually put a little gold cap, gold leaf, basically, and so it's a little thicker than that, but they actually will that they found that crowns are accepted by the tooth better, and the tooth stays happier if it has a gold bottom, and then a little gold crown around the like ribbon around the bottom um,
Mhm.
actually keeps that area from decaying, where it tends to be a spot where they'll find the decay is between the tooth and the crown. But if there's a little gold, I don't know how to put it, gold skirt, gold, yeah, whatever it is, gold ribbon there, it'll last years and years and years or decades. So these things are really powerful. Yeah.
Yeah, gold never oxidizes. It doesn't tarnish. Um, you really don't have to clean gold. I mean, you can have a gold ring that's like 150 years old and it still shines like gold. It is going to get a little bit, very fine scratches and you can polish it up, but, it's not going to rust or go bad or not like silver.
Mm,
So, yeah.
yeah. And silver's good if you have to shoot a vampire. It's the only thing that will actually kill the vampire is a silver bullet. So
Yeah, I haven't seen any lately, but I'm also fresh out of silver bullets. I only have these hollow points. So
yeah.
I
Mm.
heard those have good stopping power too, but I've never been able to prove it. I hope I don't have to.
Yeah. 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 Mm. How are the do you have silver futures up too, or
Yeah, I'll show you that real quick here. Sure.
let's see how the
So
silver bullets
silver is
do?
SI1.
Oh,
You get rid of these percentage things on there. Price action. So yeah,
now there's a beautiful upwards channel on the daily.
yeah, this actually looks pretty good. So what I assume has been happening is usually when gold goes up, silver will kind of follow. So I didn't realize that silver had already been to $32, 32 and a half. So yeah, I mean it's not a big, fast moving asset, but it is definitely going up. So these are just 5-minute candles. Kind of wanted to see what it's doing today.
It's got a little bit of volume this morning.
Yeah, it does. In fact, it acts like it's going to go up in the short term.
Yeah, the squeeze and a stochastic and Trendio. I mean, all the indicators are, this is a 5-minute candle, of course, but they
Yeah.
are sort of showing a bottom and a correction.
Yep. They all show that it might come down just a tad and then go up. I don't think it's going to go lower than that last big buying candle there, but yeah, it does look like it's could produce a nice little bit of profit there.
Mm.
So the NASDAQ has kind of done something interesting. Remember, I was talking about the 75.
Yeah.
On the 5-minute candles, it has tested that resistance area, came all the way down, um, tested the 75, and then pushed back up. Made a slightly higher high in the last few minutes, and now it seems to be, if it's going to remain bullish, it's retesting this resistance area. Yep, see? My friend
Yeah.
has to me and said, soon looks ready for a long. Yep, 6:30 a.m. New York Open.
Yeah, that does look rather long e. It just needs to keep that support. And that's where the market opened in, was it like 9 minutes now? Yeah, or 8 minutes. This is where we're gonna
8 minutes.
start to see the craziness, and then the initial open. So yeah, is it gonna just take off like a rocket ship to Pluto, or is it gonna, down to that 75 and then make its move? Hmm.
Well, the 10-minute actually looks pretty good.
Yeah. And then what moving average is it working with there in the 10-minute?
This one up here is the 75 moving average.
75. So 10-minute candles. Yeah, it's right in the 75 moving average. So it's an exciting morning. Which way is it going to go?
I think they're going to push the price down a little bit and then push it up.
And look at that W pattern on the 10-minute. You have to be a little bit creative, but you can see a W pattern there on the 10-minute if you allow a little bit of creativity, with the pattern.
Yeah, I mean, W patterns are the basic structure is there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and you could even go bigger than that. You could go if you disregard some of the choppiness, it's kind of a big W pattern on the 10-minute, like from that initial bounce off the trend line. Even though it looks like multiple W's, you can kind of see one big W sort of, which is breaking out. I mean, I always take, all patterns with a grain of salt, or maybe like a bushel of salt, but I still notice them, and the WA, why not,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting day for trading, that's for sure.
I'm getting that push down right now, maybe.
Trying to change
1
to 1
minute.
minute and see what it's doing here. So again, on the 1 minute, there's the 75 right there.
Nice bounce off that.
Bounce off the 75. So 2 minutes a little bit more relevant because it's just precise.
So
But
yeah.
1 minute is right there too. So the stochastic's rolling over. The squeeze is fading on the green just a bit. They're probably going to push the price down a bit. It might even go as low as 20, the low 20s, mid 20s. Oh, look at that.
Whoa, what was that?
Yeah. Flash. News flash.
Look at those wicks. Jeez. That looks like a massive stop loss hunt right there.
Yes, it does. That's why I stay out of the markets until the New York opens. So we're on the new contract. My friend just said, what's the new contract symbol? And it's NQU 2024 on TradingView. That is the September contract, which we're trading now. If you're still on the old contract, the price is going to be way different. It'll be probably in the 19.5 or somewhere quite well below this price. So they're pushing the price down now.
Definitely see that volume that just came in. Wow.
Yep.
Well, it's like a video game. I think anybody who likes gaming, and would like to make money gaming. I mean, there you go. It's kind of like one of those slower games like Civilization or like, Facebook's Farm Town back in the day. These
Yeah, I
things.
remember that. Yeah, my daughter used to play it.
Yeah. So it really is just a video game in a way.
Yeah, isn't life like a video game anyway?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who is it? Jeff Berwick says, we're just living in this video game, and just be thankful to the creator of the video game that you wake up in the morning and you live to breathe another day.
Yeah.
So
try to get a little bit more experience, get some
more stuff about how to work the matrix, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I look at that stuff and I just kind of chuckle because who really knows? I mean, do the Sims really know that they're Sims? No. They don't know anything.
Yeah.
They're just kind of stuck in the world, and there's somebody watching them through a video screen and making them do stuff. Puppet master. So whoever or whatever that is, I'm not important enough to know. That's okay. I'm good with that. But yeah, I mean, if you treat futures like points in a video game instead of like money, you'll actually do really well. Now here we're starting to get some action.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Whoa.
I want to push this market up.
And let's see, did the market just open? 620.
I'm not convinced yet.
Yeah, this is the pre-market craziness right now.
Yeah, usually this doesn't happen till, New York Open, but pretty sure my clocks are right. Yep.
And that's where it's kind of good to have your atomic clock, like your one that's talking to NIST,
Yeah.
so you know exactly when the market opens, you know.
Yeah, your plutonium powered clock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to have that, one of those little man cave things that no one else understands. Yeah.
Yeah, accurate down to 2 to the 5 millionth power,
Yeah.
or only loses 2 to the negative 5 millionth power every 200 years or so.
Yeah, that'll just get us by
Yeah.
to catch the open.
Right. Yeah, when that New York trading floor opens and they start putting bids in, so bids are buy, sells are ask. I guess if you want to sell, you have to ask nicely.
Mm.
One more minute.
Yeah. Bid and ask has always been there. It can be very confusing nomenclature. It's
Yeah, it sure can. So they're pushing
there
the
we
price
go.
down a bit now.
Whoa. Yeah, it is good to wait until the. Oh my gosh! There we go.
Yeah, if somebody went long at 20,035, ooh, it would
They are
be deep
stopped out.
underwater.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, or they'd blow their account.
Oof. Yeah. It's easy to giggle when you're not in right now.
Well, yeah, like I said, they usually push the price down. See, there's the upward channel floor right there.
Yep.
Can't get more accurate than that as far as predictability. So there's 30-second candles. If I was real daring, I could long here. 30 seconds, yeah. Okay.
Hmm.
So we do have New York open.
Okay, so New York is open for about 1 minute now.
I finally figured out how to switch screens quickly on the fly.
Oh, there you go.
On the screen you're sharing, you just go up to the top left and it says share this screen instead. And you
Oh,
just click on
cool.
it and now that one's sharing. So I'm going to spread this out a little bit so it's
So there's the top step chart, top step environment, right where you can trade in right there on your chart, which is very nice. I think the first place I ever saw that was Bybit.
Order filled.
There you go.
oh, they're trying to push the price down. They're fighting though, that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Order filled.
Yeah, and as you can see here, you really can do your buy and sell just right clicking.
Yeah, I took a scalp and made $180, but I should have stayed in, but then again, it's it's rowdy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still going up. So it's kind of bouncing off this line here, this VWAP. So it's volume weighted average price.
Mm.
Yeah, nice pullback. Pull back and reversal.
Yeah, it's looking.
Now they're dumping it again.
Yeah, I guess all the institutional money just made their scalp this morning. So now,
Yeah,
so,
that's right.
so now it's like, all right, dump it.
Yeah, they're on their old flip phone. Dump it.
Dump it.
You like that meme?
Oh yeah, that's
Guy
so
who has,
great.
plastic surgery and all that.
Who were those two guys? I forget. They're
They're the Winklevoss twins.
the Winklevoss twins.
Yeah. They plastic surgeon kind of got the best deal, and they got the short end of the stick.
Yeah, I know, and they were, just fine looking before all of that,
Yeah, when you don't want to get old and you have a lot of money, you should just keep your face the way it is. That's my opinion.
You can join the Winklevoss crew.
Yeah, if a surgeon messes up your face, it's going to take a lot to put it back, and they may never be able to put it back, no matter how much money you spend.
Yeah. Well, and so now we're seeing a little bit of a tight sideways,
Yeah, they're kind of fighting in here, and the trying to push the price down. So if this happens for a little while, and it actually consolidates, it's probably going to be a real good sign that it's going to go up.
Yeah, I mean, you can almost, let's see what this is, a 30-second. Yeah, I mean, it's really short time frame, but you can see the bottoms have an upwards trend. So there is a little bit of an upwards trend line right now.
Yeah, there is a little bit of slightly higher lows. So
yeah,
you're right. Good
so
eye.
I mean, if it visits that upwards trend again, that's kind of another scalp opportunity. Unless you want to, scalp it down, which you could certainly short it, but wouldn't surprise me if we visit that again. But then again, right now it's getting ready to take off, and it's it's above that VWAP moving average, so maybe it found support there.
It seems to have found support there twice now on the really short 30-second time frame. So yeah, it's pretty interesting just to watch it. One of the things I think I talked about in the last meeting, but I just only touched on it, was time and sales. Now I can change the size of the orders it shows me. I can say, okay, only show me 8-unit trades and above, and then it will show me that. So they're trying to short it right now with big units. It's not working very well because I can almost guarantee that you have a lot of smaller units that are trying to push the price up. So yeah, let's see here. Sometimes you can just tell that if it's 50-50 on the 1, 2, and 3 units, and the bigger ones are pretty much all short now, with a few exceptions. So they're really playing this for all it's worth. And these are the prices on the right of my chart. Those are $20 increments. That's 80 ticks. 80 ticks at 1 unit is a $400 trade if you catch a $20 move. Going the right direction. If you catch it going the wrong direction, you're going to be underwater $400.
Yeah. And it's going back down to that channel, I bet you. I bet that's where we'll see especially with the big money trying to short it. It wouldn't surprise me if when we hit the bottom of that upwards channel, we make another lower high and we see all those shorts start to disappear.
Yeah, they can definitely see that. It might also just break below it.
Yep. Yeah, they're not going to give it to you that easy.
Well, sometimes they do. I mean, more often than not, these patterns actually will hold, but maybe a third of the time they just break the bottom, and then the rest of the time they will make a lower low and then go up anyway. So it's kind of a battle.
Yeah.
Fighting over ground, fighting over formations. Where's the floor actually at? Yep. Now it's trying to
There
go
we
up.
go. Yeah. If that holds, that's a great bounce location. Just it's kind of hard to call that a confirmed uptrend, because we're playing with 30-second candles right now.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, if I hit the wrong button, but let's go back to the trading view. So on the 30-second candles on trading view,
Let me see. I got to
it's
add
not
stickers.
sharing. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Mhm.
So it just broke the diagonal channel floor. It's put on there by the trend line with breaks. So now it's retesting the support level that it set at the New York Open. And I don't think that's going to hold either.
Hmm. And those are 30-second candles.
Yep.
Hmm.
30-second candles.
Yeah, and it's below a previous bounce spot, and below that upwards trend, like the width breaks indicator.
Yep.
It,
And
it,
it
it's
keeps testing
mm,
that area and then just going up, acting like it's going to break below it, but it doesn't. It's just a very slightly lower low, like just a few dollars.
and that would make sense on the market open to create that lower low before pushing it.
Yeah, that's how they roll.
Hmm.
So I still think that this is going to go bullish today because we are um, pretty consistently making all-time highs in the NASDAQ. So if we look at the daily, it's just been going up and up and up. The last bottom was April 19th. So that was only when we were at 17,341 approximately. And it just keeps going up.
Yeah.
And if it rolls over on the daily, for all the people that like to long, it doesn't really matter because even if it dumps, there's always going to be a relief rally.
Hmm.
And when I looked at what happened yesterday, I was strictly long. I mean, if you look at that, I was making gains in here, and I made more gains in here. And by the time it got to be, noon Central Time, I'd already made my target for the day, and I was off doing other stuff. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, this is in a brutal downtrend, going long, because you're just going long to scalp or, short time frames, not staying in the trade too awful long. If we have an actual bullish day, um, either today or early next week, this thing is going to rock and roll.
Yeah.
I have seen days where, it was like 1,500, 2,000 ticks to the upside in a trading day, basically the morning. Where if you just got in, you stayed in the trade, you could have made like, $5,000 at one unit, 5,000 profit.
Yeah, and that 15-minute and the 5-minute here, it's looking. I mean, you really can see. I think at least the setup for this morning. We're seeing that nice tight range there. So it's whatever move, of course, it's going to make it from there. It's just are we going to see a break up or down, or just continue going sideways? But that's kind of a wedge pattern. It's getting squeezed as
Yeah,
it
it is
goes
kind of
down.
a ascending triangle,
Yeah.
so to speak. An ascending triangle is actually bullish. If I do trade this, I just want to make sure I'm on the right side of the trade. And
Well, I gotta start getting ready to head off to work today.
okay,
The day job.
yeah,
But what we can do is didn't do it today, but next week we will start a little bit more consistently, and I'll get the StreamYard. I'll upgrade the account so we can do webinars, which are no different than this, but they just allow more people. So if any of the blockchain crew wants to get in, we can all be in the same spot, and we'll just keep it going. I think this is good. It's fun, and I think it'll keep improving. I guess we kind of got the idea of what we're doing down now, and so we're everybody who's watching, we will perfect this, and we'll all be getting in on some trades if you so desire, and it'll be a moneymaker podcast in the morning. So I think it's good stuff.
yeah. I like to help people. I want to share as much knowledge as possible. I think that's what life is all about. And I did talk to the CEO of Blockchain Education yesterday, and he said they're going to soon start, trading with us. So,
Whoa.
that's going to be fun.
That's cool. So yeah, we'll have to make sure we get a professional edge going here. I have to put on my my trading jacket. Yeah, that sounds awesome. I see John's on. That's kind of cool. I didn't know that you could have more than 2 people on this version of StreamYard, but John's there, so that's cool. Anyway, we'll figure out a schedule, and we'll make it happen next week, and we'll expand this. And that'd be cool to see the the big players from blockchain education hopping on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
Well, hey,
Yeah.
thanks, Craig. I really appreciate the time and the effort, and let's just keep going and make it happen.
Yeah, I appreciate what you're doing too. You're driving the show. So yeah, take care, and I will see you and everybody else throughout the week. And I'm not sure which morning. Probably Tuesday morning is the morning that I can be available first time next week. So we'll kind of tentatively schedule for a Tuesday.
Tuesday's
But
perfect because
yeah,
Monday is often either a slow day or a weird day or doesn't have a lot of volume. A lot of the more seasoned traders stay out of the market on Monday.
okay, sounds good. So
Tuesday's great. Tuesday is usually a good day to trade.
okay, perfect. So we'll hop online with enough time to see what's going on before the market. I guess really it's about 5:25 is a good time to start, something like that.
Yeah, 5:20 approximately a.m. Pacific time is a great time to
Okay,
start trading. Yeah.
that sounds perfect. All right, we'll get that scheduled, and so people can get it on their notify list and all. All right, well, take care, Robert. I will talk to you soon.
Okay, Craig. Sounds good.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.